Welcome to She Coaches Coaches. I'm your host, Candy Motzek, and I'm going to help you find the clarity, confidence, and courage to become the coach that you are meant to be. If you're a new coach, or if you've always wanted to be a life coach, then this is the place for you. We're going to talk all about mindset and strategies and how to, because step by step only works when you have the clarity, courage, and confidence to take action. Let's get started.
Well, hi, friend, and welcome to this episode. I am so glad you're here. How are you? I know I have zero idea where you're listening to this episode or even what country you're in. Whether you're at work, cooking dinner, or driving, or whatever you're doing, just know that I'm thinking of you and I'm welcoming you while I record this message. I just looked at the stats for my podcast, the She Coaches Coaches, and I found out that I have listeners in over 86 countries. That is amazing, and I am so grateful for you. I just got back from a week of vacation at the beach, and no, it wasn't a warm tropical beach. I was on the wild West Coast, watching the surf and the eagles, walking on the long sandy beach and hearing the waves, soaking up the green of the trees and the deep quiet of the old growth forest up here in Canada. And I am vitally aware that this land has been inhabited and stewarded for millennia by the First Nations people. And I want to acknowledge that with gratitude, we recognize that we live, learn, and play on traditional lands, and we acknowledge and pay our respect to the First Nations and Métis ancestors of each place and reaffirm our relationship with one another. That is a land acknowledgement. And given that I came back from a deeply spiritual place of nature, I wanted to make sure that I acknowledged the people who inhabit that land. Now, I've called this episode the 100 list. And it's a reflective exercise that I often recommend for my clients. I've been reminded lately how powerful it is, and so I wanted to share it with you too. So here's how it works. It's not complicated, easy to do, but it's powerful. New coaches feel so new. And maybe you forget that you've got a lifetime of experience that you bring to this new career. And in this forgetting, you call yourself a newbie or even a baby coach. And basically you ignore, write off, and dismiss all of the knowledge, all of your experience, all of your skills. And yes, it's true. You are learning new skills, coaching skills, but you have a lifetime of experience. So this 100 list exercise helps you remember. And in this remembering, you'll realize and remind yourself that you are so much more capable than you know, that you have resources that you can bring to creating clients and coaching that no one else can. So here's what to do. Grab your journal and a pen or open a Google Doc and list at least 100 things that you have accomplished in your life that you're proud of. For example, it might sound like this. I graduated from high school. I got my master's. I got a job at that great company. I've cultivated wonderful lifelong friendships. I learned to draw. I paid off credit card debt. I saved for a vacation. I practice daily meditation. I qualified for a mortgage. I coached my very first client. List everything, large and small, that you're proud of. Look back over your life and start writing. Now, here's what you're probably going to find. You'll probably list 10 or 20 items, and then you'll get stuck. And you'll start to think, 100 is way too many. There is no way I've accomplished that much. Don't worry. This is a simple exercise, but it does take commitment to see it through. But believe me, it's worth it. So when you do get stuck, find a couple of small things to add to your list. For example, I decided I was going away for my birthday, and I did. Or I cleaned out my pantry. You may need to do this exercise over a few days, and that's okay. Here's what I'll promise you is keep that journal close at hand. And as you think of more things, go back to it and jot some more onto your list. And pretty soon you'll discover that the ideas flow fast and furious. And you're going to have problems actually writing all those things that you're proud of down on paper. I challenge you to do this 100 list. And if you get to 100 and you've got more things, well, you just keep adding to that list. Now, once you're complete, sit back and read it. Review the list. Soak in the feelings of pride and accomplishment. You see what a badass you are? Look at your list. Anyone who can accomplish as much as you is relentless. You're resourceful, determined, and strong. Yeah, I am speaking to you. Now use those emotions, the ones of relentless and resourceful, all of those positive emotions to motivate yourself to take inspired and powerful action. As you use those emotions, it's going to be so much easier for you to create clients that you would love to work with. Now, one more thing. You can always deepen your learning even further by looking at some of those individual line items on your list of 100. For each of those items, you could deepen your appreciation and ask yourself, what did I learn while doing this? How did I grow when I was in the process? What qualities did I cultivate? And how does this experience set me up for success today? Here's what I mean. If, for example, one of the items on your 100 list was, I realized I was underpaid and I lobbied for a pay raise. So that's one of the items that's on my 100 list. So that's why I'm using it with you. So if that's one, something similar like that, you could ask yourself the question, what did I learn? Well, when I realized that I was underpaid and I lobbied for a pay raise, what did I learn? Well, maybe I learned to stand up for yourself, or you learned to advocate for your own needs. How did you grow? You decided that you were worth it. You realized you had taken ownership of that salary negotiation, or rather, you hadn't taken full ownership right at the start, but that didn't mean that you couldn't go back and ask. So you improved your negotiation skills, you planned the conversation with your boss, you did your research, and you got well prepared before you had that conversation. What qualities did you cultivate? The qualities of determined, maybe even the quality of relentless. Perhaps the quality of listening to both sides and pursuing a win-win outcome. How did that experience set you up for success today? You will no longer settle or barter on your rates. Or perhaps you're no longer uncomfortable talking about money. So do you see how that one line item can add so much more depth of appreciation for who you grew to becoming? All right, now let's sum up the episode. It seems simple, but I would love to hear from you when you do this. So here's the summary of how to go about it again. Take your journal and a pen or open a Google Doc and write a list of at least 100 things that you have accomplished and that you're proud of. You don't have to do it in one sitting. You can do it over a few days. That's just fine, but just keep going until you get at least 100. Keep the list close to you so you can refer to it when you start to doubt yourself. And for extra credit, you can go deeper with those 4 questions on any item on your list, where the 4 questions are, what did you learn while doing this? How did you grow? What qualities did you cultivate? How did the experience set you up for success today? Now, I want to hear from you. Post a screenshot of this episode on Instagram and tag me at Candy Motzek. That's at CandyMotzek. And tell me how your list is going. What did you learn about doing this work? I want to cheer you on. And before you go, I'd love to invite you to attend my free Monday coaching and conversation with Candy. I open a Zoom room for everyone who registers. I usually teach a little bit of a topic, answer questions, and I coach. I'll put the sign up link in the episode notes, and I would love to meet you face to face in that Zoom room. And if you want even more help, maybe you want help about where to start or how to create coaching clients, then we should talk about how we can work together. Click the link in the episode notes to find out more about how to work with me. And I will be back and speak with you again next week.
Thanks again for listening today. Please hop on over to Apple Podcasts and leave a review. Also, I would love to hear from you. Did something that I say resonate? What else would you like to learn about? Click the link in the player and leave a comment on the post. This is going to give me great ideas for future episodes so I can help you best. Join me again next week for more coaching, support, and teaching to help you become the confident coach you are meant to be.